Hey everyone, and welcome back to Taking Tarazona Up. Yes, you heard that right. I left the last series in inverted commas on a bit of a cliffhanger, and believe it or not, we are still at Tarazona. Bearing in mind we got offered the Birmingham job, and we also made an application to a team, I believe, in the same division as us, not literally, but one of the equivalent ones. Mirandes, I think the name was, and in their case, they took so long to get back. I don't think I'd have had time to really build a team because they got relegated, and so all their players will be kicking off this, that, and the other. And this, I kind of predicted the same thing for Birmingham. Um, I explained that I was really tempted to take it. I almost did, but just looking at their squad and how many players were unhappy with the relegations, again, I would have had to have built a whole new squad. I don't have very much reputation. I don't have very good stats. So I don't know whether it would have been enjoyable to play. If it was real life, I would be silly not to take the job because it was like a 2,000% wage increase. But we are playing the game of Football Manager, and this, for me personally, is about working our way up. And I'm not going to lie, I've grown attached a little bit to Tarazona, the plucky underdogs. And by that point in the game, I had made progress with transfers and things like that. So why don't I show you who we have signed? Okay, so I think I have to go back to last year because Aria was someone we signed on a free transfer. Really good young defensive midfielder, sort of deep line playmaker. He played for us before. You should know him well. We signed Baladia, although I somewhat regretted this because I don't have enough space for him in the squad. I got some more players in on loan, but we can always cash in on him. Now, here's a player I'm really excited about, Carlos Andre. He's an Angolan sort of tenacious midfielder. I look at him a bit like our N'Golo Kante style player. He's only 18. He's got really good potential ability and sort of bow-footed and someone who I really think is going to be a big part of our midfield. Now we've also got Junior Romaric, the Ivorian striker, an absolute beanpole of a forward. Look at that jumping reach. Look at that height. We've actually sort of potentially slightly changed our formation because of him. He did pretty well in pre-season, which was great. John Marino, this was a bit of a star centre back. He's come in on big wages. I don't know whether I don't know sort of quite how well he's played in pre-season. Well, I do know he hasn't played amazingly, but his stats look good, and he it does have quite a high value and still has some potential to grow. Then we've got Iñaki, who is another free signing, a more experienced player. I signed him because he had really good consistency, loved big games, and I just felt like we needed some experience at the back, and we got him on quite low wages as well. And Alejandro Marcos gives us a bit of flexibility in the kind of centre back and full back zones. Again, height and pace, which is good. Um, I have used him in a series before. I did a series for my friends. Haven't actually ever posted it to YouTube, where we took a team called Lagostera on two consecutive FMs to La Liga, which is a really great achievement. This guy I kind of have in mind as being, in inverted commas, an elbow back, which is what you kind of call a wide centre back who can defend in the fullback zone. So he's kind of exactly that, to be honest. Who left? Our reserve goalkeeper, our starting fullback, who we've just wished well on onto pastures new. He was getting on, and Nali, our sort of fullback, who's never really played for us, to be honest. But yeah, he is there. Continuing on, because we signed more players. Sergio, a lot of these are kind of players for the future. A great goalkeeper for the future there. He's out on loan. Hossan, again, he's our reserve goalkeeper this season. He stayed at the club. Aguilar, he is again one of our sort of elbow backs, if you like. And what I love about him is he can play all across the back four. Lyon, I don't know why I pronounced that as a in a French accent, but there we go. He is again a player for the future. Look at those stats for a young player, though, in terms of a kind of a central midfielder or a playmaker. Passing, vision, first touch, not terrible physicals, but the determination is what I really love. So I'm hoping that he progresses well. That will be really good. Again, he's out on loan. Martin Duran, again, another young player for the future, lacks some of the kind of background traits, if you like he's not very consistent and stuff like that. But look at those stats for a winger. Like all the winger stats are highlighted, and if he progresses well, we should be able to sell him. Then we have Gabri, who we've got on loan for zero wages, which is really unbelievable. The only thing I'm slightly disappointed about is we couldn't lock in the ability to play him anywhere with no wages. So he does have to kind of play up front more than not, but honestly, he looks like a really good inside forward on the left, especially with these traits cutting in from both wings. And perhaps one of the most exciting signings is a Vobora, or Della Vobora, as I should give him his full name. If you look at his potential ability, our scouts absolutely love this guy. They think he can be a potential La Liga player. And we managed to lock him in with a £1 million release clause, which is really pretty unbelievable for the kind of players we've been getting in, in the past 6 months or so. Kind of two-footed, lovely traits for a wing back. Um, yeah, really, really pleased, and we hope to be able to sell him on, really. If I give you a little bit of a look at preseason, then we had an atrocious first game against Barcelona B, where they pretty much scored every chance they had. You can see the XG was 2.2 for them. I mean, we played awfully, but their strike is just an absolute worldie. So that was really disappointing. We then had a couple of games against kind of opposition we expect to be, including our own kind of B team. But then two really important games, to be honest. You can see we switched to the 5-2-3 formation, and we did really well with this. If I can just maybe pick one of Romaric's goals, just to give you a sense about how we're playing. When we play a team with five at the back, I think we dominate with this formation because we can build up really freely in the fullback zones. And so you can see here Romaric just dominating at the front post there, which is exactly what he's in the team for. And if I take you to Levante as well, I'll pick maybe Jack McNichol's goal because this is the goal that got us back in it. Jack McNichol might not see as much game time as he did towards the end of last season, but he is one for the future for sure. You can see that just with three kind of players in the box, we have almost the team in two parts: the defensive side of the team, and then we look for the strikers to really, really make a difference. So that's what we're hoping for today. The disappointing thing was that we played a team who we have a similar kind of predicted finish to, and we lost 2-0. Although the XG was not like absolutely awful, in that we were predicted to win and they tucked their chances away. Our front line having a little bit of a nightmare, to be honest, but that was disappointing. So if I take us through to what we're doing today, then we are against Valencia. Let's have a little bit of a look. Um, I don't know why we're giving an overview. Welcome to the data HUD. Well, I don't know why you're not hard at work. Who are we missing? We're missing a performance analyst, so we can't see, can we? Analyst report, overview. That's really annoying. What we're going to have to do is go here. I don't know where our analyst has gone. That's a bit of a disaster, isn't it? But what we can do is look at Valencia Mestalla here and just look at their manager. So they are a park the bus pressing team. So that's interesting. So they will be defending but pressing. So I'm going to stick with our formation, maybe go a little bit more positive, a little bit more less direct until we get to the fullback zones then. So let's do that. So this is the kind of default. What we want to do then is be a little bit more positive. We are going to be given a little bit more time to build things up, but once we get in the wide zones, we want to hit those early crosses. We're going to stay narrow, We are going to regroup, and I found that slowing the pace down sometimes helps our players with kind of low decision-making skills, and because they supposedly are quite deep, we're going to shift our whole team up. High defensive line mid block. The reason I've gone with a mid block and I'm not going to prevent the goalkeeper distributing short is this potentially is a big gap here. So that's something I am slightly worried about, but that looks pretty good to me. Um, I don't know if I highlighted Terranova. He hasn't had a great preseason, but he's our kind of pacey, strong wing back. So we might train someone else up there. But yeah, that's what we're going to go with then. We've got to keep an eye on old Sergi. He is lacking match sharpness. What can I do with these guys? I just have to replace these numbers, do I? Okay, fine. There. And let's give him Piedra's number. And we will submit that. The lads seem happy. And there we go. We are in our first Grupo 2 game. We want the lads to go out and press. It's the attackers who we hope to give us an edge today. I am actually going to make sure Gabri. I want him to stay a little bit wider so that he can cut in with his traits there. So we've got to hope that works. Um, Carpio, yep. Okay, I have just got to let go, haven't I? I'll just check our corners. Um, so attacking. Oh, this is completely reset our corners. So we'll have to do it quickly. So I usually have one person lurking there. This person is going to attack the ball from the edge, and that person's going to get forward. I don't know why it's changed this. And we are going to go mix, so we just want to make sure our striker's attacking the far post. In fact, no, actually, we're going to have him coming from the edge, so he's not marked. So Aletta's not really the person we want. Who's a tall person? Terranova's tall. And that's who we'll have that side. Um, so we want this person lurking near post. We want this attacking near post. This guy from the edge. And we will have this guy get back. We can always adjust this on the fly, can't we? So we wanted that guy there. And yeah, brilliant. We will go. Looking behind the set piece curtain then, who do they have up front? Alejandro. I don't know who their standout players are, but this is going to be really interesting. We are away. And yep, here we go. We are on extended highlights, which is what I like playing on. And we are now building out from the back. Hopefully this goes to one of our fullbacks. That's what we want. Brilliant, although it's an awful ball. So what's great is we're not outnumbered in the midfield, which is what this formation has a negative about. I don't know why our strikers aren't in there though, but they are now. Come on, Cito, loft this ball up, Romaric. Oh, and it's exactly what we want. Exactly. I don't want to be too confident too early, but I think if we ever play a 4-4-2, we stick with this formation because um, it's like I said, strong in the middle. They give us time on the flanks, and the 3 against 2 at the back is what we want really. Awful goalkeeping. That person I think was in the Dream 11, but there you go. You can see our deep lying sort of outer strikers um, are willing to sort of help out and go wide. But let's see how we do on the transition then. Hopefully we win this. Nope. But it's good defending in the end, which is what matters. I suppose I can always look at our depth, but they haven't had any big chances yet, which is good. Carpio to Gabriel, on loan striker. Cito driving wide. It's into the midfield. It's another early ball. Not a particularly good one, but we get the second ball. Let's hope this is a good ball into the box. Zualeta at the back post. Not quite as good with his head as our main target forward, but that was a chance. Really disappointed we're losing headers when we have so many tall players, but and it's a good save by Diarra, and we get it out. Haven't I guess maybe I copied this formation wrongly and we don't have the usual set pieces, so I'm hoping that doesn't come back to haunt us as our centre backs go flying out into the wide areas. There we go, let's counter attack. Play that wide. Yes, go on Gabri. This is why he's in the team. Pace, Zueleta, but it's not a great ball. This is what we like to see, us picking up a set piece in the wide areas. Hopefully we can work something here. Now look at our fullback. There we go. Completely unmarked. It's Romaric. Oh, and he hits the post. Cito again. Oh, and he's tucked it in. Fantastic. Both fullbacks really, really doing well there. I think the change I just made, which was playing a little bit shorter but keeping the tempo high, that has helped us keep the ball. And Cito, his place is there's competition for his place, but he's doing all he can there to keep his place in the team. Oh, that's a ball through, and oh, it's wasted. That is the risk of playing a slightly higher line. I would be tempted to drop back at some point during this game. Cito getting the ball, driving inside. Carpio, look at how much space there is on the right-hand side. That's absolutely outrageous. Terranova's got good pace, so hopefully he can drive forward, but he sensibly comes back. 1-2 with Carpio. He's driving into the box. Romaric again. I think they have a particularly small back line, which is just it's a field day. But that ball's on again to Terranova. He gets to the byline, whips it in. It's slightly over our target man's head, but so I don't really know if I like that kind of strike when we've got players free in the wide areas. Here we go. Another ball into the box, but the keeper is really positive, and it's 2v2 if they can get the quick kick. I hope our players can drop back. They do. Are they going to get out-headed? There, we pick it up. That's brilliant play. Zueleta with the ball. It's out wide to Gabri. That's exactly what we want. It's a ball to Romaric. Oh, it's a good save by Domenech. That was a chance. That really was. They get a corner. Let's hope this comes to nothing. It would be disappointing to concede now. It really would. And it's over the bar. Looks like we put just enough pressure. And that's a really, really good first half performance there. I think what I'm going to do is I'll praise them because we did have a lot of shots. What we are going to do is drop back slightly, I think, um, out of possession. So standard and a low block, and we really can counter attack from there, which will be good. I think I will bring on Andrade, sorry, Andre at some point. Maybe Marcos at wing back as well. Just gives a little bit more solidity there. Maybe give Cito a rest at some point. Or I could even have a more defensive wing back, which would be interesting. But that ball is on with Terranova. Um, really interesting how these formations are playing out. They get the ball. in their fullback zone. It looks like we're letting this guy go forward, and he plays a really good ball. But who was that? It was I don't know how I'm pronouncing my own players. It is Ola Ortua. Ola Ortua. That's what we're going with. He's Spanish, so oh dear me. That should have been a goal. Definitely got to fix these set pieces after this match, haven't I? Hopefully we don't regret anything here. We're in the 60th minute, and that's when I think I'm going to bring on another midfielder. So Sergi's coming off. I could bring on Big Tony, but Carlos is going to give us that bite in midfield, which is what we really, really want. And Junior's on a yellow card, but he's so important to this style of play, isn't he, really? Um, I think I will leave it at that. Isaac Zualeta, who could he come off for? Jack McNichol. Maybe that's what we do. Um, I think that is a good choice to keep the ball a bit more because Jack McNichol has kind of great dribbling and good decisions, good finishing as well. So that seems like a sensible thing. Carlos is nervous, but we have faith in him. Bit of an overlap in the fullback area. Let's get ahead to this, lads. We do. They're still driving. Again. Good save from Diarra. And Situ chases it down, and it doesn't come to anything. We're facing another corner. We haven't looked good from these. And it's Andre off the line. Good man. That's what we brought him on for. And it's another corner. I mean, I suppose I could pause the recording and deal with this, but looks like we've got. Oh, that's why Junior's there for, and Aguilar gets it out. That's what I like to see. We have picked up the ball, and again, so much space in these areas. It's blocked, but Aguilar gets it back, and they are now on the break. Let's hope our players can keep up. They can't quite. He's allowed to get into the box. Great cross, and it's an awful header. Okay, I think I know what I do here. So Aguilar is coming off for Marcos. I'm going to change him to be a central defender on defense so that this player isn't pushing up so much. You can be a wing back on support, and we will. That's fine. We can leave Marcos there. Terranova's fine. We need probably a bit more energy in here, so we're going to go with Royo. And I think we have to use. How many times have we stopped it? Because you're only allowed to stop it in 3 occasions. So our first change was Andre for Alti, and we also did Zualeta. So I think we got one more instance where we can stop the game. We are going to go to balanced, and I'll come back in a bit to go to sort of time wasting tactics and stuff like that, which is what I'm going to do now. Oh no, we brought on Royo instead as our deep line playmaker. That's not what I wanted to do. So Tony Xu is going to come on. No, I hope he doesn't get offended. So we're going to go standard tempo. We're going to time waste, be more disciplined. We're still going to counter, but we're nicely in our low block. I hope I don't cause Royo to be too angry. He is our captain, so hopefully he understands. There was an administrative error, I'm afraid, Arroyo. Or Rojo, I think I should pronounce it. But we've seemingly really shut up shop here, which is good to see. I think this is a genuine highlight. Jack McNichol. It's Romaric. Can he finish the game here? Oh, he goes too wide. But I really can't complain. We've potentially beaten a team who are really predicted to do well. And we really are time wasting here on the throw. Look at Sito. Jack McNichol, again, he's got great balance and dribbling. Marcos keeping it tight at the back, and Sito has performed really well in this new league. Really pleased for the lad. All the way across to Jack McNichol. And he runs it out into play after I was just telling you how good his dribbling and balance was. But that's fine. 2-0 away win is exactly how we want to start our time in this league. Look at that ball. Always on. And I think that was an example of how some formations are just advantageous against other ones. I mean, we took our chances, which is good, but we didn't give them many clear-cut chances, only one. And we just overloaded them in the fullback zones, and with their two forwards, we had enough defenders at the back to sort that out. And we can't forget that Diarra had a good game. Andre cleared one off the line, but hopefully we're going to solve that with our set pieces. So I'm going to say, well done, lads. That was a great performance, a good team performance, really. No standouts, and I'll just let you look at the league. And yeah, we're we're in third position after one game, which is exactly what you want. But thanks for tuning in, guys. Hopefully you're okay with me not taking a job in the championship for a massive wage increase, but we are committed to Tarazona this season, and we'll take stock at the end of the season. But cheers, and see you next time.